behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Paul Mash TV. Paul Mash TV.
Well, hello everybody, it's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you for joining us on another great episode, and we'll get to that interview in just a moment. But for those of you out there that would like to subscribe and hit the bell there, you're going to be notified on any new interviews coming your way, so I hope you do that for us. And as always, we have that comment section over there. Leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you there. And if you're on Facebook, go to facebook.com/Paul Mash TV, which is our official page, and you can like the page, inbox us, and comment on all the videos you see there. And also you can email us at paulmashtv, all one word, at gmail.com. And you can use that not just if you're a band or a solo artist want to be on the show. Hey, if you're a fan, you can use that same email address. We'd love to hear from you. And we're going to recap all that for you at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, we have Sharon Marie White. Very awesome country music singer, and I think you're going to enjoy the episode. And we'll get to that in just a moment, but first, here's a quick word from Click Jam. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me, thinking about what could.
Okay, everybody, it's interview time as promised, and with us from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, we have Sharon Marie White. Thanks for joining us, Sharon.
Hi, Paul. Thanks so much for having me. I'm glad we could finally arrange a time to get together.
Yeah, we had a couple of technicalities that prevented us from having this interview in the past, but at least we're here now. That's what's important. So,
that's right. That's right.
So tell us a little bit about your story as far as why you decided to become an artist, because as you know, everybody has their own story, and we would like to hear your story.
For sure. So it started, well, a long time ago. I won't date myself too much, but when I was in high school, I started taking guitar lessons, and there was a few of us taking guitar lessons, and we formed a band, and we did mostly rock music back then, and it was a rock cover band. And then fast forward to the 90s, and we switched from rock to country, and I played mostly on the weekends, and it was a very busy time because, you know, then we got married and had kids, but still always played on the weekends and played country cover tunes. And in that time, I also decided to start writing my own music, and which was a lot of fun. And I also would bring my originals to the guys in the band, and then we started playing originals mixed in with the cover tunes when we would play at dances and stuff. And I was always quite amazed because people would get up to my songs and dance and have a great time. And I thought, wow, that's really cool that you know, they didn't realize that it was my song, but it didn't matter because they just really liked it and enjoyed it. So that was kind of twigged me to thinking, yeah, you know what, maybe I should just keep doing this. And so I've been writing for a very long time, and throughout, you know, kids and businesses, and I'm just starting back again after about a 10-year break, and a little more serious about it. Yeah, so, and we have our own little recording studio, so my husband and I do a lot of the recording, and I have also hired some great musicians from Nashville, so it's just a really exciting time for me just to get my music out to the world.
Okay, well, that is quite a story, and I like the way that you started out as rock, and then you transformed over to country, and I'm sure you'll have many more years left in you, and making people happy with your music, as I always say on the show, and I hope you'll keep doing it.
Yeah, and I think I've been getting a lot of encouragement and support from friends, family, and fans, and I find with independent music, I mean, there's just so many opportunities now. I mean, this is a great opportunity to do, you know, interviews and podcasts, internet radio stations. Mainstream radio is a little tougher But you know
Mhm.
what? I try to stay positive and yeah, just to try to get my music out there. So it's been really exciting.
Okay, well, good for you. And like I said, I hope you'll be around for a while still doing it. Uh, Tell us about some of the artists in the mainstream world that really influenced you in your songwriting and singing abilities. I'm sure there's a few that come to mind.
Yeah, like when I was a young girl, I mean, I loved Tanya Tucker. And right now for songwriting, it's been Dolly Parton. I just love her energy and her spirit, you know, and she's just such a great performer and songwriter. Willie Nelson is another awesome songwriter. Yeah, and I've always loved music. I mean, my parents were into country and western. I had older sisters who were in rock and roll, you know, and I said I would go to my grandparents, and they, of course, were another generation, and they would listen to the old standards. So I feel that's why I call my Facebook page Eclectic Soul Music, because I have such an eclectic you know, different styles that I write as well as a songwriter. I write country, folk. I have a few blues songs I really would like to record at some point. So I've got, yeah, I'm in it for the long haul. I realize this isn't a sprint. It takes time to build up a following and get your name out there. But yeah, it's and the songwriting is really important to me because I love telling the story, and I hope it resonates with folks, you know, when they hear a story and they go, yeah, that's, I mean, even with Small Town Prayer, I've had a lot of people say, yeah, that song really resonated with me, you know, coming from a small town and that feeling. So it's pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, yeah, and you can't go wrong with legends, and I say that all the time. But like Dolly Parton and Tanya Tucker, like you said. So and they're always going to be legends, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Um,
and they're not slowing down either, right? I mean, Tanya's,
yeah,
I've
exactly.
seen she's touring again, and Dolly's never stopped. Willie hasn't stopped. I mean, so yeah, they're really really cool icons.
Yeah, that is true, and hopefully they'll be around a lot longer. And
Yeah.
so why don't you tell us a little bit about where we can actually find your music? I mean, I'm sure it's on all streaming platforms, but if you just so happen to have physical copies, you could volunteer that as well.
So I have a website, SharonMarieWhite.com. But you're right, my music is on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. And I also have my own YouTube channel. And last fall, I started doing a show called Coffee with Sharon. And I would do a little segment of a original song, and I would ask my viewers, like, what do you guys think of this song? You know, do you think it should be released next? Is it when I should record? And then I would also do a artist spotlight, because I think it's really important in the independent community to support each other. That's really important. So I've been doing that. I took a little bit of break from that just because I don't know if I mentioned to you, but my husband and I are still working, and we travel on the road a little bit. So it's juggling, right? Trying to find the time, but we have more time in the winter time. So I'm hoping to go back and do coffee and tea with Sharon Marie and kind of catch up where where I left off, and to do that. It's just another great way to reach out to people and have that interaction and that feedback, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, if everybody has time, go down there to those streaming platforms like she just mentioned and get her music. I know she would love you for that. And in just a moment, we're going to play your music video, which you mentioned it just a minute ago, Small Town Prayer. Is there a story behind that song, or is it self-explanatory? Give us in your own words, though.
There is a story. My parents were farmers, and unfortunately, my dad passed away when I was about 9, so we moved off the farm. But it's just about, even at 9 years old, I still have, and many years later, I have these great memories of being on the farm, and it's dedicated to my mom and dad and just how hard they worked, and just that small town feeling, and how it stays with you forever, And I still say, I mean, I'm from a different province. I'm from Manitoba, and I still say back home, right? I mean, you were speaking about Alabama, right? And it's home, right? It's kind of where you started, and we're not in that province now, but I have so many family and friends back there, so that's kind of what it's just a small town feeling. Yeah, but that's what that song's about.
Okay. And as I said, we'll watch that in just a moment. But before we do, I think that's all we need for right now, Sharon. And we thank you for coming on the show. We'd love to have you back a second time if you ever want to come back.
That would be great. And I just wanted to mention my brand new single is For Me Again. So that's the newest one I have right now. If people want to check it out, I would really appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah. And that's another great song. And you can check that out on YouTube. And anyway, we're going to watch Small Town Prayer in just a moment. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Small town, no city lights for miles around, dirt roads, broken fences, the simple